I am going to start recording now and muting myself. But tonight I had some really exciting things I want to talk about. I actually took notes, which is like a huge thing for me because I don't take notes. I'm not a note taker normally when it comes to trainings. I like to speak from my mind and my heart. But I've been seeing a very common thing that I've been wanting to talk about when it comes to like content building and having a vision and how to kind of build your network intentionally with the people that align with you and who you are and what you represent. So I want to talk about this because a lot of times I get a lot of feedback like, oh, I don't know what to post, or maybe I don't know like where I want to go next. You know, you hit a goal and then maybe you kind of like lose like, okay, so what do I post about now? Or what do I talk about now? Where do I want to go now? So I want you to really focus on the vision you have for your business. Like that's like the biggest thing that I want to start talking about, is because when you have a vision for where you want to go in your business, besides like playing it safe, like it's easy to be like, okay, I want to be 4K, I want to be 12K, I want to be, you know, all these ranks and stuff. But I want you to dream a little bit bigger, a little bit scarier. I want you to really think about like, where could you go? Sorry, I'm trying to turn up my lighting. I got my lashes done and they did not agree with my like eyes, so they're red, so don't make fun of me, guys. But my eyes are like red and it hurts. But besides the point, I want you guys to all be able to see me. So when it comes to this, I really like to set up mile markers for my business. And how I do that is I set like a clear tone for where I want to go the following month. What do I want to achieve the following month? How do I want that to work out? How is my weekly goals for myself? You know, and I set that game plan going in strong to the fresh month and having a vision, but I also set a vision that's really scary. Like I have goals that are so scary and seem so uncomfortable, but the reason I have these goals is because I believe I can achieve them. I believe in myself to set scary goals, because that's when you start raising your thermostat for how you show up in the world. If you're operating on a thermostat of yourself, and let's say you have a goal of being a 40K leader or 80K, I'm just using ranks just because it's easy, but let's say that's your goal, and your goal is to be a 4K leader or a 12K leader, and you're working at that like work ethic of what a 4K leader does or what a 12K leader does, but then you have this next goal. I want you to start showing up more. Like sending one more message, doing one more round of income producing activities, showing up a little extra to get a better result. Because so many of us operate on this thermostat but want to go to this level. We got to raise our thermostat to a new level. And by doing so, you're going to raise your vibration. You're going to raise your work ethic. You're going to raise your mindset. All this starts aligning. Now, when people like come to me and they're asking like, how do you build your brand and how do you build your content? Em has some awesome trainings on this, you guys. So I also want you to be your best resource and really study what you have your hands on. You know, my vision for my business is I'm a 200K leader. So how does that need to show? How do I need to show up as a 200K leader? How would that work? What do I need to do on a daily? What type of trainings do I need to be studying more and maybe getting back to the basics in? Or how do I need to put content out that represents me and how I want to lead? So when it comes to branding, if you have not watched that 5 things video on how your brand should be, my brand is constantly evolving, you guys. Like right now, my blinders are on. So how I'm working is I'm recreating my brand and I'm recreating the content that I'm trying to put out and leveling it up, because I've been like focusing on gym and health and weight loss and mindset and self-love, and that's like been my kind of branding lately. But now it's time to peel the layers a little bit and get a little bit more uncomfortable and a little bit more vulnerable with things and start talking about things that are now into my level of where I'm at now. I'm wedding planning. I'm leveling up in my actions and my mindset. So how does that look and how do I want to show up in that? You know, what type of people am I wanting to attract back to me? And that's another thing, by the content you put out, that's what keeps people coming back. So branding is your 5 things, or it can be more than 5. It doesn't have to be just 5. You can constantly add to your brand. But content is what keeps people coming back to your page. And how you get content going is by you need to be serving value. You need to be painting that story and really knowing who your audience is of who you're targeting. And I know these are probably like, okay, so what does that even mean? Like, how do you target people? What are you talking about when it comes to content? I want you to start focusing on what type of problems are you solving for people. Like when you're thinking of a post, think of someone that was in your shoes, because each person's posting should be different. You guys, your story is not my story. So when I think of this question, what type of problems am I solving for someone? I think back to me being a teen mom on WIC and, having my son at a young age. And I would literally be so like, this is my life. Like, this is the struggle that I'm in. Like, I'm a teen mom, I barely can raise myself, let alone a kid. And, I'm struggling right now with my emotions and being able to afford groceries. And so when you think of a post, I want some value to be served in there where you're painting a picture to somebody and you're building that value upon what you've gone through and how you've solved it for yourself. If you just started this business, you're solving it. So just because you don't success isn't just, hey, you've reached this destination and that's why you can talk about it. No, success is talking about your journey as you go through it. So when you are going through stuff, that is meant to be shared because you never know who you could touch that you could help change their life by your message. So that's content. What can you do for others? Not yourself, others. I tell my team all the time, when I'm talking to people in conversations, I never bring up the products or the business, ever, unless they bring it up to me. And I find organic cues in our conversation that allows me to bring it up. I don't just start pitching someone or selling someone. I want to get to know them and their needs and what they're going through. So being very specific on your target market is going to be a huge part of how you get people in your inbox wanting to know what you do, how you do it, and the consistency of things, you guys. If you're not, and I'm all big on this, but if you're not showing up every single dang day on your social media, in your income producing activities, you can't get mad at what you're not growing. Okay, so if you're not watering your business can't grow. Watering comes from consistency. So if you're not showing up in all these parts, your business is not going to start producing the harvest that you're looking for. So when it comes to the audience that I target, I take it back to my brand. Branding is where your 5 things come from. So when I go through and start building my network and adding people to my profile and stuff like that, I go through and I start looking over their profile. I see if they're showing up consistently on their social media. I see what type of person they are. I see kind of what they're into and if they're relatable to me, my brand. If they're not, and this is just me, I don't want someone on my tribe that doesn't align with me. I don't want someone on my tribe that is going to be more of an energy sucker than actually really doing the work and really wanting change and really showing up consistently. And I'm sorry, I am a red personality, so I do say things like how I don't know. Anyways, but that's the case. I'm here to help everybody and grow a business, but you also got to learn, I can't grow your business for you. You can grow your business for you. Okay, I'm here to lead you and guide you and help you, and that is what all of our leadership is. Our leadership is bomb.com, and we have some amazing leaders, but at some point, you got to water your field too. We can give you all the tools and all these amazing sources, but finding out who you are and what your brand is going to be how you start building content, how you start getting consistent, how you start getting more comfortable with posting and conversations, how you start being able to show up to your target audience. So I want you to write down your avatar. This is something you guys maybe not know what I'm talking about, but your avatar is your perfect person. If you could imagine your perfect person on your tribe, how would they show up every day? How would they post? How would they correspond with others and commute with others and get along with others? How would they do self-development? How would they do how does that perfect person look? If you could imagine anyone are they a single mom? Are they a corporate America mom wanting more? Like, I don't care what that is, but I want you to think of who that would be and write it down and start building character traits around that person and how they show up. These are ideas on how you can start building intentional network and adding to your network and growing your network. You know, when my vision has to match my brand and the business and the content that I'm putting out, if that makes sense. So for me, my vision for my business is I'm going to be a 200K leader, and not just for myself. The reason why I say I want to be a 200K leader is because I told my team I want to have 1,000 women that I'm able to impact from now until Christmas. I made a goal of myself that I want to impact 1,000 lives in some type of way, whether it be business or health. And then from there, I want to have 100 women making more than $4,000 a month underneath me. That is a goal of mine. So in order for me to get to that goal, how do I have to show up as a leader? How do I have to put content out? What type of person do I want on my tribe? And that's like the thing. I want moms that have been in my shoes, because I've been there and I know what it's like. You know, and that's where you got to start fine tuning the areas that maybe you're not really getting real and raw with yourself in. You can post product all dang day, and you can post about the amazing business we have, because at the end of the day, our comp plan and our products can't be matched, period. Okay? Like, hands down. I don't even got to talk about that really anymore, you guys. Like, people know this. I have people from all different companies that tell me, yeah, we've seen your comp plan, or we've tried your products, or that come back to our business. Like, I mean, it speaks for itself. So your job is to show up as you. Your job is to lead as you. Your business, your product will talk for itself. If you don't believe in what you have your hands on, you don't believe in the pricing, if you don't believe in, you know, that is why your business isn't growing. There's a disconnect in some of these areas. And that's for you to really understand and fine tune for yourself. Because I kind of like can tell based in my team where they're struggling, and I kind of call it out, because that's just the leader I am. Because I'm not here to keep someone stuck. I'm here to help them grow. And so I'm like, girl, do you hear how you're people pleasing in this whole conversation? This whole time you've been talking about how you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or you don't know how to post because you don't want to offend any. I'm like, stop, be you and post as you. You're not, your job is not to worry about hurting someone's feelings or putting the wrong message out there. Your job is to show up as you. And if it's on your heart, it's on your heart. And that's all that matters. So building content upon that matches your vision of where you want this business to be. Start speaking, and if it's not happening to you, okay, I'll reuse my example. When I first started this business, I was working 13-hour days. I was working for USAA from 7 in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon. Would go to the gym for 45 minutes, and then would go to school from 5:30 to 10 o'clock at night. I wouldn't get home until 11. I went 12K within my first 90 days of this business while working 13-hour days, while going to school full time. Okay. So having no time is just an excuse you're allowing to justify your actions for why you're not getting results. And at the end of the day, you got to change what you want to change. So if you're not serious about the changes you're making, you're going to find a reason to justify it. If you're not facing the crap that you really need to face, you're going to find a reason to justify it. And then guess what? Your momentum drops. Your mindset drops, your consistency drops, you don't believe in yourself, you give up. And then 6 months later or a year later, when you're watching us still, the people that show up consistently every day and want to be a part of it, you see your life start clicking, and then it starts making sense. I don't want you to live in that. I want you to embrace where you're at right now and start being okay with being uncomfortable, and really start putting out content that's uncomfortable. you know, the days that I don't want to show up, I'm sick right now and my eyes feel like they got dipped in acid and I don't really want to be doing the Zoom right now, to be honest. But I want my heart and my passion to always show up, and my passion is changing lives. And that's you all. You guys are my why. Like I tell my team all the time, you guys are my why, and you're why I show up every single day, because I'm committed to changing my future, but changing your life, because I've been where you're at. And I'm no near where I want to be, you guys. I am not. I have my days. I'm not perfect. I am weak at times, but in my weakest of moments, you guys, is what builds me. And I can tell you that right now. My weak moments and me being vulnerable and me putting out like truly vulnerable content and truly things that align with my brand and how I want to show up is when I have the best results, when I feel like I'm not being my best. It's crazy, but it's true. And I promise you, if you start really asking yourself these hard questions and putting out stuff for a purpose, for a story, for a reason, not to sell. Your job is not to sell or to pitch or to get customers or volume. Your job is to change lives. And if you're so focused on your volume all the time and you're looking at that like every hour and you're going in and seeing what team's working, but then you're really not working, or like, I don't know, I'm rambling at this point, but you got to look at yourself in the mirror. And that's where it comes down to. So I want to talk about this, and I'm not going to take up so much of your guys' night because there's two things I want to talk about. But to grow your business at a minimum of 15% each year and to achieve sustainable edge, you must earn the trust of every customer and potential. To grow your business at a minimum of 15% a year. And that is from this book, The Sustainable Edge. It's a really good book. But what that means is you're not just a one and done shop. Your job is not just to sign a customer and be like, bye. Okay? Your job is to take care of that person that trusted you. So and this is the thing, people have a lot of things we're killing it this month, and that's because of the $25 in credit. But I want to flip it a little bit, because we have the VIPs, we have the bonuses, we have so much stuff. But I want you to really, and this is where I don't operate for a bonus, but I understand why people do. What if you showed up like that every single day and you saw that type of money every single week? Like, so many of us perform for this carrot, which is a microwave mindset. This carrot at the end I'm sweating. That's disgusting. Like, if you knew me in person, this is just my life. So whatever. Anyways, so this carrot at the end of this really good reward, which is a bonus. Let's just use a bonus as this carrot. We give our all because there's a bonus, or there's these $25 credits. So all of a sudden, miraculously, we're signing customers left and right. But you guys, if you learned how to word things and learned how to switch the perspective for people, those $25 credits are kind of always there. It's wording things correctly. But you have to ask your upline, and you have to find what works for you, and you have to start getting creative with like word choices and things like that. Like when I break down pricing, I break pricing down from the highest and then what it would be with the auto ship. So I never give the auto ship pricing first. I always give the higher pricing first and build that value of what they're saving. Because in that, it's all wording. And by doing that wording right there, you're already showing people that they're saving money, and they had no idea. Like, people don't know that we have $25 credits this month until we started blasting it through social media. And it's the same perspective if you just learn how to kind of word things differently to work for you and really find that carrot every single day. You guys, if you saw what you could make as a 12K, a 4K, it's not even about the rank, but like I lost rank before last year, and I made more money as a high paid 12K than I did as a 40K. And it's because I freaking grinded way harder as a high paid 12K than I did as a 40K, because we go through valleys and we go through learning experiences. My dogs might start fighting on the side. But that's like, you got to find the carrot every single day, because your residual income is where it's at. So if you're not happy with your income on a weekly basis, that's a reflection of the life you're changing. So you need to look yourself in the mirror and be like, dang, I need to do more. I don't know if you heard the CEO call last night, but if you didn't, you have no idea what's about to come. Like, we have freaking some amazing things about to happen, you guys. It is Rocktober, and he's about to announce some things that are going to change some people's lives more than they've ever possibly could imagine. And I need you to be the person in here so your work ethic can start matching the results that you deserve. Because this is going to not connect, and that's where the biggest thing comes, is you got to be the person in here so you can get the results that your life deserves. So I'm going to let this end with just a couple things, and I want you to focus on these branding questions, and then I'll let you guys have an amazing night. I know this was kind of short. I just want you guys to get some good tidbits on this. But first branding question I want you to focus on is, what are your unique gifts? What do you bring to the table? What makes you you? Your uniqueness. No one is you. So please hold on to that, you guys. No one's Brittany. No one's, Michelle and everyone on here. Like, no one's any one of these people. Like, and you got to realize no one is you. So what makes you unique? And don't be hard on yourself during this question. Love yourself during this question. And name 10 things that you're grateful for about yourself. Please. Stop speaking so much death over yourself and negativity over yourself, and start speaking life over yourself. So 10 things that make you you and unique. Then the second thing is, what do you do extremely well? For me, I'm a blunt person, and it works into my benefit. It's not always the best thing, but it works because I learn to listen, but also be bold when it needs to be bold. So what do you do extremely well? One, when I'm focused, and like when I have these on, these blinders that I put on, I operate like I've never operated before. When I put my mind to something, I'm proud of myself. Let's just say that. Like, and I know that I'm not trying to toot my horn, but I am. Like, when I know when to put my mind to something, I make it happen. So what do you do extremely well? To me, I don't think that's like really a trait, but we'll go with it. What activities give you a great feeling of satisfaction, I can't say that word, and fulfillment? Like, what makes you happy? In easy words for Brittany. What makes you happy? What makes you filled up? What makes your joy spark up? What makes you get into a good, like, to be honest, I like to dance, which is like a weird thing no one really knows. So like, I'll like play my Alexa and we'll dance to some like crazy music sometimes, just to get my vibe up, just to get my energy level up, just to get me like smiling and happy. Okay? So it's okay to be you, and but find these things. And then the last thing, how do you want to show up in this world? What character traits do you want to represent? What character traits do you not want to represent? And then that's your branding for yourself. Just to kind of, and if you have never done this, and this is going to be like a weird word, so I'll try to pronounce it, an Enneagram test. Enneagram. It's kind of like the color personality test. Like, I'm a red personality. If you don't know that, you can search color personality test. Start diving into who you are. The more you can understand what makes you tick and what makes you you, and how you like to be talked to, or how you like to be approached, or how you like to listen or respond, or how you, whatever, the more you figure out that, the more you'll be able to understand how to put content out towards your audience. Because the more you get to know you in those type of ways that we don't really think about sometimes, the more you can build a brand that's really targeted for the market that you want to deliver to. We have so many different personalities. So the color test or the Enneagram test, they're on like Google. I Google everything and I took them. They helped me really understand how I respond to stuff, how I, just how I am and how I function and stuff. So it helps me be able to understand how to deliver to other people, or how to, talk to my customers, or talk to my, posts and things like that, to word things. So I hope this helped. It's so out of my comfort zone. Usually I'm like mindset. So me like trying to teach in a kind of a way is not my jam. that's why I had the notes. So I hope everyone got something out of this. And if you guys have questions on branding or anything like that, please just message me. I hope you have a wonderful night, you guys.